Percy Jackson is the major protagonist of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series. He is the son of Poseidon the sea god and a human female named Sally Jackson. Percy is named by his mother after the famous Greek hero Perseus, the demigod son of Zeus. Since Perseus is one of the few demigods that has a happy ending, unlike most of the other demigod heroes that usually die terribly in ancient Greek mythology. Like most of the demigods in Camp Half-Blood, Percy Jackson has ADHD and dyslexia. He never stays at the same school for more than a year, getting kicked out of 6 schools in 6 years, and he sees and runs into a lot of weird stuff growing up. He got followed once at school during 3rd grade by a creepy dude with only one eye at the forehead, accidentally hit the wrong lever on the aquarium's catwalk, and had the entire class go for a swim during 4th grade, and blew up a school bus with military cannon at the Saratoga battlefield during 5th grade, and even strangled a snake to death just like Hercules once did when he was a baby. Percy joined Camp Half-Blood at the age of 12. It started in a lightning thief, when he got attacked during a school trip by one of the fairies disguised as Percy's math teacher. Soon after learning of the fairies' attack from Grover Underwood, Percy's mid-school BFF was actually a satyr. Percy's mother, Sally, drove him and Grover to Camp Half-Blood, being chased from behind by the Minotaur sent by Hades. Percy and Grover successfully made it into Camp Half-Blood, but Sally got captured and sent to the underworld by the Minotaur. Percy defeated the Minotaur, passed out, and got brought inside Camp Half-Blood. Inside the camp, Percy would learn of his heritage as a demigod, half human, half god, his Latin teacher Mr. Brunner being Chiron the hero training centaur, and be trained to survive from monsters and go on quests to save the world from monsters and evil gods. Percy learned of his heritage as the son of Poseidon during his first capture the flag game. He got surrounded and beat up by a bunch of Ares' kids during the game, touched some water, which gave him extraordinary powers, and successfully defeated Ares' children in sword combat. A hellhound summoned by somebody inside camp entered the camp and mortally wounded Percy, who was quickly healed soon after putting himself into the lake water. A glowing trident symbol showed up above Percy's head soon after that, which means Poseidon claiming Percy as his biological son. Being one of the sons of the Big Three, Percy Jackson is technically not supposed to exist. Long ago, after the events of World War II, which is actually a civil war between the children of the Big Three, Zeus' sons teaming up with Poseidon's sons to fight against Hades' sons, Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon swore upon the river Styx that they would not have any more offsprings, since any children of the Big Three would be too powerful and therefore too dangerous to the mortal world. Zeus, who was not happy that Poseidon broke the promise, deemed Percy as the prime suspect of stealing his missing lightning bolt. To prevent a civil war between Zeus and Poseidon from breaking out and causing billions of deaths in the mortal world, Percy received his first major quest in Camp Half-Blood, which is to recover Zeus' stolen lightning bolt and prevent the Olympian civil war from happening. Percy succeeded with the help of his friends Grover and Annabeth, recovering both Zeus' lightning bolt and Hades' helm of darkness, stopping the civil war from happening, and having Hades return his mother to him after that. He would also discover his friend Luke Castellan, the demigod son of Hermes, to be the actual traitor who stole Zeus and Hades' weapons under the influences of Cronus, the evil king of Titans and father of the Big Three. In the Sea of Monsters, Percy discovered that he had a Cyclops half-brother named Tyson, and set out on a mission with Tyson and Annabeth to recover the Golden Fleece in order to save the poisoned Thalia pine tree, a tree transformed from Zeus' dying daughter Thalia Grace that has the effect of protecting Camp Half-Blood's borders from monsters outside the camp. During the mission, Percy got captured once by Luke Castellan's monster army, who told him of his evil plan to resurrect Cronus through the Golden Fleece. Percy and his friends successfully retrieved the Golden Fleece, as well as rescuing Grover from Polyphemus' imprisonment after escaping from Luke's capture. The Golden Fleece did more than just healing the pine tree, resurrecting Thalia Grace back in human form during the process. In the Titan's Curse, Percy went on a mission with Annabeth Chase, Grover Underwood, and Thalia Grace to rescue 2 new demigods with mysterious heritage. They were attacked by Dr. Thorn, a manticore working for the Titan Atlas. Artemis and her huntresses came to Percy's rescue, and the 2 new half-bloods, Bianca and Nicole D'Angelo, were successfully rescued. Annabeth, however, was captured by Dr. Thorne and taken to Atlas. Artemis went off to track down Dr. Thorne and Atlas, but also got captured instead. Percy formed a team with Talia Grace, Rover Underwood, Zoe Nightshade, and Bianca D'Angelo, who became a huntress as Zoe did to rescue Annabeth and Artemis. The mission was a success, the team defeating Atlas and rescuing the hostages, though Bianca perished halfway through the mission, and Zoe got brutally wounded by his own father Atlas and died in the arms of Artemis. Returning from the mission, Percy was confronted by Nicole, who was upset that Percy failed to protect his sister from dying. Nicole then demonstrated his powers, splitting the ground to swallow several skeletal warriors that got past Camp Half-Blood's borders, revealing himself to Percy that he was the son of Hades before disappearing into the forest. In the Battle of the Labyrinth, he went on a mission with Annabeth, Tyson, Grover, and Rachel Elizabeth Dare, a female mortal capable of seeing through the mist, to enter Daedalus's labyrinth and retrieve the string of Ariadne before Luke Castellan does, to prevent Luke's plan to have the monster army invade and destroy Camp Half-Blood. As Percy and Annabeth's relationship grew close in the past several years, they finally shared their first kiss during one of the life and death situations inside the labyrinth. The demigods failed to retrieve the strings before Luke did, and Percy was forced to return to Camp Half-Blood to defend the camp from Cronus' army's invasion. The army was temporarily repelled, and many demigods' lives were lost. Percy made up with Nicole, who told him of a secret plan to defeat Cronus, who got resurrected using Luke's body as temporal host. In The Last Olympian, the fifth and last installment of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series, Percy went on a mission with Charles Beckendorf, the son of Hephaestus, to blow up Luke's demon flagship Princess Andromeda. They were captured by Cronus' goons during the process, and Beckendorf sacrificed himself to blow up the ship and buy Percy time to escape. Percy started preparing for the final battle against Cronus and the rest of the Titans as he approached his 16-year-old birthday. He put himself into the river Styx as Nicole suggested, gaining invincibility as the hero Achilles once did. Percy also read the final prophecy, which told him that his soul will be raised by a cursed blade, indicating he's going to die. Percy and the rest of the Camp Half-Blood members formed an army to battle Cronus' monsters in Manhattan, and the Olympians themselves battled Typhon, storm giant and father of all monsters, as well as several other titans on Cronus' side. During Percy's final confrontation against Cronus, Luke managed to overcome Cronus' control over his body to tell Percy that Luke himself was the only one who could destroy Cronus, and pleaded with Percy to hand the cursed blade, Luke's weapon, Backbiter, over to him to end Cronus before Cronus destroys Luke's body and reveal his true form. Percy believed in Luke, handing Backbiter to Luke, allowing the son of Hermes to stab himself to destroy Cronus' spirit, with Luke becoming the hero that died in the Great Prophecy. The battle was won, the world was saved, the gods offered Percy immortality as reward for defending Olympus and the world from Cronus, to which Percy rejected out of his feelings for Annabeth. In replacement for immortality, Percy requested that the gods claim their children before the age of 13, as well as allowing more cabins of minor gods to be built inside Camp Half-Blood to provide children of gods other than the 12 Olympians a place to belong. When he came back to Camp Half-Blood, he celebrated his 16th birthday and finally expressed his feelings for Annabeth. They kissed twice, the first time in Camp Half-Blood's mess hall and the second time being underwater, due to which a group of eavesdroppers tossed them into the lake. The latter, which he described as pretty much the best underwater kiss of all time. At the very end of the book, he and Annabeth shared a moment of bliss as they raced toward the road down Half-Blood Hill back into the mortal world, not looking back at Camp Half-Blood for once. Percy Jackson's story continues in the Heroes of Olympus book series, though that's another story for another time. And that's the end of the first episode of Percy Jackson Explained. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, be sure to press like and subscribe for more videos about the Percy Jackson series. My name is Perseus Cow, and I will see you again in the next video. Peace out.